part two here of our fall fishing experience, if you will. We're just going to kind of breeze through the second half of these videos. So let's scope it out here. I feel like if I could just get in here and just make these pinpoint casts, just really focus on minimal splash and just presenting it very stealth-like. Got one? Oh, wow. So,
Not big,
but what were you doing on that
So I bring it through the brush, and I just killed it as soon as it got close to the cover. I killed it, and he picked it up.
So kind of what I want to highlight there is, I'll click back here a little bit and you can see what that cover looked like. We could talk about it a little bit. So what this is a point that comes out, and the trees come way out, and it's a flat shelf. And normally it's pretty good. The proximity to deep water isn't great, and so you really got to have a little bit more water on this cover for it to be effective. And it's kind of got to be the right time of year. It's really good during the spawn season. But basically what we're doing is we're just trying to flip way underneath these laydowns and bushes and all that, and get in there to the shade areas. I just don't think that us being out here seasonally right now, I don't think it was set up right. And also the water level is low, so that hurt us a little bit. There's so many times, for example, where you'll be fishing like a lake with reeds, and you got all these big, beautiful reeds, and you think, man, this just looks like heaven for a fish. But what really matters is how much water is on that cover. It's super important. Like, there are times during the year when a fish will get up in 6 inches of water, or just as much water to cover its back. I hear people say that a lot, but really, majority of the time, I don't think that that's the case for flooded vegetation like that, or any type of bushes. I feel like you want to have a little bit more water on them during the hotter months, during the more severe weather, whether it's really hot or really cold. And right now we were at the close of summer. It was pretty hot that day. But that just goes to show you, that's just a little something. That's how I feel, and kind of what I've taken from my experience. If there was a little bit more water on it, maybe we would have done a little bit better. He did catch one little fish off of it, but I don't think too much of that. So let's keep rolling. So what he's doing right there is I don't know if you saw or not, but he's trying to direct me as to where to cast.
Usually I line up on the third T post and those cedar trees.
And what I'm doing is we're back to that point, that underwater point where the channel is. And I think this is the point at which I start throwing the crankbait, which I was super excited about. I've been wanting to throw this powder blue and chartreuse crankbait. I've never really had great luck on that color match. I've used a lot of, bright colored crankbaits in in Waco specifically during my time there. But the powder blue chartreuse, I just never really got into, except for this day. And with the way the water clarity was set up, I thought I would throw it. So let's see how it goes here.
It's close to see the tree. Oh my gosh.
Get the net, please.
That's a good one.
Net. You ready? Thank you.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So, just for the purpose of not having a ton of time left on this part two, that's all it was. I threw out that crankbait, and what I was doing is I was where the point converged to the channel, and it's hard to imagine because it's underwater, but where that channel snaked around and it touched the point, I was firing the crankbait past the point into the deep water and running it up the face of the point. So it was like I was gaining depth and it was digging and it was hitting off the front of that point. And when it hit the point, it shot upwards and it got a reaction strike from the bottom. And it was awesome. What an awesome learning experience it was for me, to see how I could fire up those fish. I think I caught maybe one or two. I think I caught a couple fish doing that. I mean, I caught a few on that point, but specifically with the crankbait, maybe 2 fish on that. But really special for me. And I always try to learn something when I'm out fishing, even the smallest little bit, and just the understanding of the spatial relationship between the channel and the top of that point, and how the depth was affecting the bait digging, and how it was careening off the rocks and all that. That was really just a feather in the cap, and I was so happy about that one. So with that, let's keep moving on.
Crappie?
Oh, it's a crappie. Holy cow.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
For some reason, that day when we were out there, we were fishing. Right now, we happen to be fishing in the middle of the fence line, but just we were fishing a lot deeper water where we were really getting the big bites. But we caught a couple crappie that day, which is interesting. And I don't know. I would think some of these bigger fish probably live around the crappie, but also feed on them, feed on the juveniles. It would make sense to me. I don't know. But that's just showing you guys kind of the diversity of life in the area where we're fishing. So this is a water. It's an overflow. So for this dam right here, to protect it from blowing the dam out, and the water level just becoming too much, they have this little overflow here, and it happens to have a lot of like shade. It casts a big amount of shade, and there's usually some standing logs type little stick ups in the back corner, close to this. But now that the water's so low, I think that it pulled the fish back out here to this first piece of real hard cover. This is concrete. And so you can see I'm throwing that bait. There's like a little shade that you can see right there, and I'm focusing on throwing my bait right there.
Holy shit, he just broke me off.
Oh, wow, he's over there. He took you on the other side of the concrete.
Yeah.
Ah, dang.
And so, like, that first cast I made, fired it on the back over there with a little bit of shade was cast, and I didn't even know he had the bait. That happens, if the fish happens to be swimming upwards or coming at you, it's hard to really tell. That's why it's so important to always kind of maintain touch with the line. Semi-slack, anything that you can do to kind of give a little bit more control and feedback, active feedback from when you're fishing is so critical, because, and then there's times that you just can't get around it. That'll happen to you.
It's hard to tell how big that was, but what do you think?
Real big when you jump.
He didn't?
I'm not trying to downplay it. He jumped on the other side.
Do you want a picture?
Oh, so I missed a fish catch there.
Out of where?
So my buddy ended up catching one off of that overflow. I highly doubt it was the same fish, because that fish that I broke off probably has the line and lure swimming around with it, very unfortunately. I hate that. But probably does. So there happened to be a couple fish on that, which is good sign. And like I said, it's the first piece of hard cover out away from the bank. And when that water level drops, it sucks those fish to congregate towards that hard cover, especially, like I said, in a situation in which you have low visibility and stained water. It helps them kind of navigate and feel around their environment a little bit better. So I was happy to see my buddy catch a good one right there. And he caught another, like a really good one later on that I'll send you a picture of. I say really good, but for the day it was great. And I didn't have, the GoPro was dying, so I didn't get on camera, but same area.
Diver. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's these petite people that jump from like way up in the air. It's just little splash, little splash.
I'm talking about the free divers in the Olympics.
Like that. Oh, that was so sexy. Oh, little splash, little splash.
Skipped it right over the barbed wire.
Ay, ay caramba. I wonder if, one of the things that I wonder is if my presentation with this, even though like maybe the bait size is okay, I wonder if the speed, if I slow it down a little bit, and just kind of, because I haven't really gotten bit on it yet, and I'm wondering if it's because they're just real finicky. So maybe what I'll do is, I won't do that. So maybe what I'll do is I will go to a little lighter weight, see if it makes a difference. Because right now, it just seems like really, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right.
So I just made a quick observation, basically, that I had been throwing a heavier weight and not really getting bit. And so I just thought, just instincts from experience, if I scale down my weight and give the fish a little bit more time to see the bait on the fall, and entice them, it might help. Sometimes whenever the water is dirty like that, if you're not fishing on the bottom and you're fishing the fall, which is what we're doing. We're flipping in there, and on some of these deeper posts, it's about fishing the fall. And so the fish are suspended out there. They're not relating to the bottom in this particular area. They're relating to the middle of the water column, and they're watching that thing fall past them. So if I just go super fast and they can't see it, I might not get as good as a chance of getting bit. There are times in clear water when that super fast presentation plays into your hand and it's advantageous. This just wasn't one of those times. So I think there's a little bit of footage here to show you what ended up happening when I switched.
Something doesn't. The weight. The juice. The juice. Where's the juice at, bro? Where's the juice at?
Where's the juice at?
This, which one? That? Okay. I think that's gonna be it right there, bro.
This is the first cast.
I just have a feeling that change that I just made, I'm gonna give it a few goes. Like, you know, I'm gonna use it for a while and see what's up, but. Oh! Okay, that was a big fish and he took my entire bait.
Oh man, I see the swirl.
So hold on.
Basically, all I'm showing there is, it pretty much immediately made a night and day difference. This fish happened to take the entire 8-inch Magnum lizard, which sucked. I would have loved to see how big this fish was. Maybe he wasn't huge. Who knows? But he hit it pretty hard. And I felt pretty proud of my strategic decision there to switch it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause in the part 2 there, and I'm going to spill into a part 3 and then just kind of cover some more, just one more video and then a few more pictures in that part 3. Thanks.